Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this one, I want to give you a quick crash course on how to use your financial calculator. So for those of you who have never used it before, this video is going to be extremely helpful to you. And even if you have used it and know how to use it, you should still watch it all the way through. Maybe you might learn something you don't already know. So let's jump in. First thing, and maybe the most important thing, is knowing how to set your decimal places. By default, your calculator is going to come rounding to 2 decimal places. And you can tell that by just testing it out. So if I do 1 divided by 3, you see that I get a number rounded to 2 decimal places. And in most cases, this is not enough. So how do we change that? It's very simple. You need to press second function and then format. Format is right above the decimal. And you're going to get to this screen here. And then you'll want to press 9, enter. Now this will set it to 9 decimal places. So if you wanted fewer, you can change it. You can make it 6 or 7 or 8. I just like to go with the maximum. Now to make sure that it worked, I'm going to clear, get out of there, and try that again. 1 divided by 3. Now you can see that my calculator is rounding to 9 decimal places. The next thing you want to know how to do is change the calculator settings so that it calculates using the order of operations rather than what we call just the chain method. So by default, the calculator will calculate whatever you enter in sequence. So for example, if I wanted to calculate the present value of $1,000 at a discount rate of 7% for 4 years, I would normally have to calculate it by doing 1,000 divided by 1.07 to the 4. The problem is if I do that on this calculator, 1,000 divided by 1.07 to the power 4, it calculates in the same order that I'm punching it in. It completely ignores the order of operations, or BEDMAS. So how do we change that? Second, format, and then we're going to arrow down 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Now, depending on your type of calculator, maybe you had to arrow down only 3 times, but you're looking for this screen here. So CHN, that stands for chain, that's what we want to change. How do we change it? By pressing second and set. Set is above the enter. Now it's going to always calculate using the order of operations. So let's try it. 1,000 divided by 1.07 to the power 4 equals. Now that's the correct answer. See, the calculator actually waited to see all the inputs and then calculated using the correct order of operations. Now, if you've never used this calculator before, pay close attention. What I'm going to show you next is how to enter values into your time value of money or your TVM variables. That is N, IY, PV, PMT, and FV. They're extremely simple to do. Actually more simple than we normally think. If you want to enter a value into any one of those, all you need to do is press the value. So say I want to enter 10 as my N, as my number of periods. I have 10 on the screen, and you just press N, and that's it. You don't need to press enter. You don't have to save it. It's done automatically. If you want to enter 1,000 as your present value, you just press 1,000 and then present value. If you made a mistake, say I want to change my N to 7. Just do it, 7, N. You don't need to restart, just overwrite it. The other thing that's important to know about how the calculator works is that the calculator needs to know whether the cash flow is an inflow or an outflow. So depending on the context of what you're doing, you'll really want to feed that information in. So an inflow would be you receiving money, and an outflow would be paying out the money. Now, the way to do it is simply by setting your outflows to negative values. So say I wanted to set $1,000 as my present value, but I wanted to make it an outflow. You'd have to enter 1,000, have it on the screen, and then press plus minus. That'll make it negative, and then you can assign it to whatever variable you want. It's very important. Outflows negative, inflows positive. The next thing is knowing how to set your compounds per year, or your compounding frequency, and your payments per year, or your payment frequency. To do that, you'll press second function, IY, and that'll take you here. So PY, whenever you see PY on this calculator, that's payments per year or periods per year. And let's say you're dealing with a situation where you have monthly payments. So say a mortgage. Well, you'll enter 12. And then enter to save it. Enter is at the top of the calculator. If you arrow down, you'll see CY. Now, right now it's set to 12. But what if I wanted to change the compounding frequency? So CY is compounds per year. Now, if I want to change that to, say, semi-annual compounding, or twice per year, I'll enter 2, save it by pressing enter, and now all of the calculations I do will be assuming semi-annual compounding and monthly payments. Sometimes you might enter into something that you want to use. So here I've entered into the data function, and you see that there's already data stored here. If I scroll through it, there's all kinds of data. That's probably from the last time I used it. All you need to do in this situation is press second function, clear work. So what this will do is it'll clear all the data from what you're currently in. So if you're in the data menu, it'll clear out whatever data you have there. If you were in the cash flow function, it would clear out the data you've got there. If you wanted to clear your TVM, meaning you want to clear all the values that are stored in to the N, IY, PV, FV, or PMT, you press second function, clear TVM, which is above the future value button. If for whatever reason you want to reset the entire calculator, press second function, reset at the bottom. Now it's going to say, are you sure? Right? Because if you do it, then you have to reset all your settings. If you are sure, you'll press enter at the top. And now the calculator has been reset to its factory settings. Finally, if ever you're in a situation where you're dealing with what we call annuity dues, meaning that the payment takes place at the beginning of a period instead of the default, which is at the end, and you want to switch the calculator to what we call BGN. Now to do that, you have to press 4 buttons. Second, BGN, which is about payment. Second, set. And this will switch the calculator to BGN. Now anything you calculate using the TBM variables will be assuming beginning of the period payments. Now if you notice at the top, in small, it says BGN. That's how you know that this is turned on. You want to be careful because normally, in most situations, you don't want to be using this. So how do I turn it off? I'll press the exact same buttons in sequence. Second, BGN, second set, and that'll change them. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please subscribe, leave a comment. If you have any questions about how the calculator works, please reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help you work through it. See you in the next video.